right, ladies and gentlemen, it is great to be back at Wiscasset Speedway for another opening day. It's Group 2's day to shine, and we're going to kick things off with the Fisher Plows number 08, Mac Hannon Jr., who is always a top rival in the Strictly Street class. And, man, Mac, you came with some shiny new colors this year. That sparkly vinyl really pops when the sun hits it good. And I also saw your little promo video over the off-season with Fisher Plows. They put together a really cool video there. So just tell us a little bit about everything and what your hopes are for this year.
Well, the color scheme this year is my son. His favorite color is orange. And he asked us over the off-season, hey, when we do he races go-karts. We had orange to the car this year. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, whatever. So once we got his graphics done on his go-kart, we just implemented them on my car. So this is kind of a spitting image of his, in a sense. So
yeah, I'm here with my son, and he instantly picked it out. When the right here looks like a little bit just silver and gray, but man, when that sun is shining, it's really flashy. But you got a cool sponsor behind you in that promo video. Maybe give it a little shout out to them.
Oh, absolutely. Fishers have been there for 12 years, working in a tech service department now. I worked on the floor for 7.5 years, and yeah, they've been behind me the last 4 or 5 years now, and helping out, helping my son, other competitors and stuff, which is great. It's cool. They kind of let me have my own identity with the orange and doing that. They say, do what you want to do, and so that's why we went with the orange, the yellow this year. But they've been a huge help. They've been trying to get more and more into the motorsports kind of scene, and we're working on some stuff for this year, hopefully.
All right. Well, how are you feeling for opening day?
We're feeling good. We had a decent draw. I think we're starting 8th in Heat 2, but we just got to pick away at it, keep the nose clean, and just have fun. So we'll see what happens. It's all going to work out at the end.
All right, Matt. Good luck today in the 08.
Thank you very much.
See you, dude. All right, I guess I'll move on to the 81, Ray Dinsmore. Hey, Ray, you stepped back down to the street stock class and kind of found your stride. You feel a bit more comfortable in that class. I know you tried the late model thing a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, the late model was hard, especially with only a couple of us, competitive-wise, and my work ethic at work and stuff. I can't do that full-time plus my full-time job.
Yeah, a late model takes a lot more dedication.
Yeah.
What do you mean, juggling 2 cars? Is that what you mean?
Kind of, yeah. Not only that, like during the week with work, I work 2 in the morning till 5 at night. So trying to do the grind of a full-time job and the late model is a lot with one person.
Right. So the Strictly Street doesn't quite take as much midweek dedication to prepare for Saturday?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier.
Well, how are you feeling today on opening day?
Feels pretty good. Hopefully it goes as good as it looks.
Yeah, exactly. Goes as good as it looks. It's a beautiful new wrap on your sharp-looking 81. And again, I know in the past you haven't had like the prettiest of cars, so you went all out this year, right?
Yeah, near the end of the year last year we caught on to something. So this year I figured make it look good, and hopefully it goes as good as it did at the end of last year.
Yeah, there you go. Did you get a win last year or just top 3? Yeah, you got a win, right?
Yeah, we won Boss Dog weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how many street stock wins does that make for you? Was that your only win?
That's the only one. This is our first full year, second year in street stocks, and we got one last year. So
nice. That must have been a real big weekend for you. A real high moment of your career.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, good luck today, man.
Thank you.
See you, dude. All right, we got the Strictly Street champ, defending champ last year, Zach Emerson, 3-time champ now, and still sticking with the Strictly Streets, huh, Zach?
Yeah, it's kind of staying within our budget, although this one, brand new car this year, it's kind of put us at the top of our budget where we really actually wanted to be, but hopefully things will work out this year.
All right, yeah, last year you had a Monte Carlo, right?
Yeah, we've been running the Monte, and we've been going pretty good with it, but seeing a lot of these Camaros and stuff going a little better, and decided to jump ship and start with a Camaro this year.
All right, so this is opening day. Is this the first shakedown, or have you had a few practice sessions?
No practice sessions. We showed up here today. Car really is not complete. We got some more work to do when we get back to the shop, but yeah, we got about 20 laps on it, and we're going to see what happens in the heat race.
All right, so you say it's brand new? to you, or what's the story behind it?
No, it's brand new. We talked to Jeff Burgess, and he put the cage and a lot of the stuff to it, and we put the body and a lot of the running gear to it. So it's literally brand new from the ground up. So new cars, you always have a little bit of trouble with. Hopefully, work the bugs out.
All right, and what's the scoop with the Purple Monty? Where's that at these days?
She's sitting in front of the shop. Anybody can buy it. It's for sale. You can buy it if you want. I'll let you.
I'm a Ford guy, but hey, it's gonna go over the PA that the last year's championship car is for sale with Zach Emerson. So good luck today.
All right, thank you.
See you, dude. All right, I have definitely seen this car before, but not at Wiscasset, at least not very often. I don't know what's the scoop here. Tyler Jordan, what brings you to Wiscasset today?
So we just like the every other week. It works a lot better with having kids. We can actually go do stuff on the weekends now and off weekends. A lot better price-wise to go run for the season compared to running competitively every week. So just works a lot better for our schedule.
Yeah. So were you running Oxford last year?
Full time.
Yeah. And so you're going to call Wiscasset home this season at least?
I believe it's going to be.
All right. And this thing's a strictly street? How's she going out there today?
Pretty fast. It's really had good speed all the last 3 weeks we tested. We blew 2 trannies. We got all that figured out. So hopefully we can keep it up and go from there.
You're on transmission number 3 for 26?
Yep.
Not off to a great start, but does it feel smooth today? No vibrations?
Yeah, feels good. See what happens.
All right, Tyler Jordan in the 29. We're glad to have you here at Wiscasset.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right, Chase Burgess, this is your first opening day attempt, right? Your dad raced it on opening day last year, so how you feeling?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, we went out for the second round of practice, and we were O's. I mean, I wasn't too impressed because we were scuffing, and we came back in and made some adjustments for the third practice, and we were like third or fourth quick, so I feel pretty good about that.
All right, Chase. Hey, I know you want to give your detailing business a shout out, right? You've started a little side hustle to pay for your bad habits of racing cars, right?
Yes, sir. CB Detailing, you can contact me on Facebook, and I'll book your appointment and get you an estimate.
Yeah, you can bring it to his place, or he'll come to your place at CB Detailing, right, Chase?
Yes, right in Fairfield, Maine.
All right, so you changed the number 13 versus 34 last year, giving Ashton the 34 to himself this year, huh?
Yeah, so the story behind the 13 is that when my mom was in high school, all throughout high school, her sports number was 13, and I figured it'd be a really cool tribute to her because she does so much for me.
All right, so is this the same car from last year?
Yep, same car, just different number.
Yeah, and it's a real nice body. Is it a new body? This thing looks like just a piece of art. It looks amazing.
Thank you. We did doors forward, so we got new doors, fenders, nose, hood, and everything. Quarters are the same. Tailpiece is the same.
All right, so your dad, crew chiefin', Jeff Burgess, is he probably all done racing for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, he's all done. He just doesn't find enjoyment in driving. He says he has more of a fun time helping me.
All right, Chase Burgess in the 13. How old are you, man?
16.
That's what I thought. Just got your driver's license. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, time to call Portland Glass.
We've been in business since 1947, and that speaks for itself. We have 34 locations in Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. We pride ourselves on our attention to detail. We'll go to your home or your office, or you can come to us. We'll even take you to work. We'll always try to repair the windshield before replacing it. We're going to do the right thing. Tell your insurance company you want to work with Portland Glass.
The world doesn't stop overnight, and neither do we. We're watching, tracking, preparing to keep you informed and ready for whatever your day holds. There for you when you need us most. Good Day Maine, weekday mornings on CBS 13 and Fox 23.
Reliable forecasts live, on our weather app, social media, and even your car radio.
So that your plans won't ever need a rain check.
On your side, wherever and whenever you need us.
The CBS 13 Fox 23 Weather Authority team.
If you've been injured in an accident, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein today. Talk to us confidentially and free. Find out why we are Maine's most recognized personal injury law firm. Over 25,000 victories for Maine families and over $500 million collected for injured Mainers. Get the help you need and the justice you deserve. Dial 207-CALL-JOE. There's never a fee unless you win. Call Joe today and get the Bornstein advantage.
The future is yours at General Dynamics Bath Iron Works. BIW designs and constructs advanced ships for the U.S. Navy. Our ships protect our country. Around the globe, sailors know that Bath Built is best built. Discover all of our opportunities at biwcareers.com. Join us and work on a mission that matters.
And with that, a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How are you doing out there today? Oh, it's so nice. We get to do it twice. Welcome to opening day number 2 here at Wiscasset Speedway. Group 2 opening day with the Strickleys, the Roadrunners, the late models, and the Modifieds. And a good turnout as expected here for Group 2. 21 street stocks in the house today, so this will be the first of 2 heat races. We'll set the field for their 35-lap Pepsi Spotlight race today. Lineup goes with Ethan Dinsmore on the point in the number 8 out of Hope. Scott Eck on the outside in the number 27. Then will come Andrew Glenn in the 57 out of Farmingdale. To his outside to be your reigning street stock champion. That is 3-time champion Zach Emerson in the number 23. Tyler Jordan is in the number 29. You heard him in the pre-race interviews. The 82 is driven by Chaz Briggs. The 25, the Strictly Shootout winner, that is Landon Tapley. To his outside, hopping into his kids' ride from last year, that is Chris Burgess in the number 7B, running a car that his son Ben drove to 3 feature wins last year. A couple of rookies on the back row, Eddie Luma Jr. in the number 22 and Caden Neptune in the number 45. For heat number 1, Dave Sturgis on the flag stand ready to go. Barry Morris will pull the pace car to the inside. And we're ready to turn things over, as always, to my partner in crime, Nick Huff, to call your heat race action.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing on Group 2 opening day. A little dust kicked up on the inside curb. From the inside line, gets shuffled back quickly. 4 cars motor around the outside, including Burgess in that 7. The outside line moves up into the top 4. Scott Eck, Zach Emerson, Tyler Jordan, the newcomer to Maine's biggest and fastest, make up your top 3 car breakaway. And we got a spin. Andrew Glenn in the 57, lock her down. Oh no, oh man. The rookie hits Glenn right square in the nose. Locks up the brakes in the 22 and could not steer it out of harm's way. Wow, you hate to see that. That is the 22 of Edward Lima Jr. And got a rude awakening to strictly street racing in just 2 laps.
Yeah, tough start to the season there for Andrew Glenn as well. Andrew, regular competitor, 3rd or 4th season here with the street stocks, and now to the attention of Nate Sennett working over there on that end of the racetrack, the cleanup crew, and your first Pro Bodyworks cleanup of the afternoon.
Single car spin for the 57 of Andrew Glenn. Didn't even look like he had any help from the rear. And looked like everybody was going to get by except for that one final car. A little bit of damage to the nose of Landon Tapley. The bottom skirt is pushed in a little bit. Not sure what happened there, but other than that, the rest of the field is unscathed. Hey, Ken, do you know much about the 22 Edward Lima? I said he's a rookie, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, first time here. He went out, did his practice time, had a little chat with him in the pre-race draw, and anxious to get going, but like you said, just not the start he was hoping for. Glenn spinning, and he basically had nowhere to go, and they will go to work on that car. Hopefully, maybe to be able to replace a radiator perhaps and get him back out here for feature action later on this afternoon. I told you Zach Emerson, the 23, an exciting finish to his season. His only win of the year was in the season finale, the points championship. Came into the weekend third in points, won the race, and jumped up to take the title over Dan McCaig Jr. and Ben Burgess. Ben will be making his late model sportsman debut. Actually, he ran a race or two last year, but his first full season in late model. Still qualifies as a rookie, so he'll be out here later on this afternoon. His dad, as we said, hopping into a street stock. I asked Chris, when's the last time you drove a street stock? And he said it must have been back around 2008. He's been wheeling his late model for several years and turned things over to Ben. Landon Tapley in the 25. He was, as we mentioned, the strictly shootout winner at the end of last season. Finished fourth in points, and Scott Eck in the 27 finished fifth. So we got 4 of the top 5 drivers in the division here in heat number 1.
Yeah, Ken, I wanted to say about Chris Burgess's old late model now being driven by Ben Burgess coming up in just a moment. He never had a whole lot of luck on Saturday night features with that late model, but he did pilot himself to 2 Coastal 200 podiums, didn't he? I think a third and a second.
Yeah, he definitely bought into that concept. If you want to finish, first you got to finish. And he saved his stuff, stayed out of trouble, and snuck in for a couple impressive podium finishes in the Coastal 200. Opening day is the only day that we do an open draw for drivers to start their heat races. So heat number 1 will fill the inside for their feature this afternoon. Heat 2 will fill the outside. After this weekend, it'll be by a handicap system based on points. So if you're starting toward the back, you're a victim of your own success. And good pair up front to take this restart with 2 laps complete. Scott Eck and Zach Emerson. A little bit different to not see him in the purple People Eater out there that he drove last year.
All right, once again, let's try this again with 8 to go, and then there's a second heat coming up for the strictly spotlight qualifying. And that was a much closer start on the front row than the initial start just 2 laps prior. Look at him go down the backstretch 2 by 2 for the first 3 rows. Emerson challenging Eck hard on the top side. Brand new car on the 23. That's not just brand new to him, it's brand new, period, over the offseason. And he is making some slow headway on the top of Eck to take that lead. A little high out of 4. And he's going to lose some ground that time. Eck's going to bring it back up even, and now a fender advantage coming out of 2. And Tyler Jordan, the newcomer to Maine's biggest and fastest, is right there ready to pounce on the inside, trying to follow Eck. 5 laps complete. 5 to go, and Scott Eck in the 27 finally clears and takes command all to himself. Now it is a dead heat for second place. Tyler Jordan on the inside, Emerson on the top. And Chris Burgess in the 7B, looking just as stout as his son was in that car last year. The 7B is not letting the top 3 get out of sight. Still neck and neck for second. And the more that they run side by side in front of the 7, the more that Burgess loves what he sees. He is reeling them back in, and we're going to see 2 to go. Burgess might be able to pick up 1 more spot here. Tyler Jordan takes second away. Emerson is still stuck on the top groove. Here comes Chris Burgess in the 7B. Can he crack the top 3 with a lap and a half remaining? White flag is out for Scott Eck. Oh man, this one is all Scott Eck's. by over 5 car lengths with 2 corners to go. Tyler Jordan comfortably in second. Who is going to pick up third with a nose-to-nose challenge out of the final corner? Yeah, buddy. Great race for third as Chris Burgess snatches it away from the defending Strictly champion in that 23 car. Zach Emerson settles for 4th place in qualifier number 1.
Yeah, this guy had a good start to last season. Came home with a 2nd place finish on opening day. He did manage 1 feature win last year and is off to a good start here in the 2026 campaign. In the number 27 out of Lisbon, a nice round of applause for Scott Eck. As the Norms Used Cars Ford Mustang pace car picks up qualifier number 2, this will set the rest of the field for the 35-lap Pepsi Spotlight race today. Got a good field of late models in the house today, too. Actually, Roadrunners, 18 Roadrunners today, 19 late models. All right, your lineup for this one. Chuck Wagstaff is on the point in the number 31 to his outside teammate Dan Moulton in the 00. Ray Dinsmore is in the number 81. You heard him during the pre-race interviews. Ray, a one-time winner last year on Boss Hog 150 days. Sean Emery to the outside in the number 13. Then you've got Sean Dinsmore, Tyler Dinsmore, that is. Sean's his dad. Tyler Dinsmore in the number 12. Ryan Easonsee outside in the number 49. The number 20, Joe Harriman. He was a feature winner last year. To his outside, Mac Hannon Jr. in the Fisher Snowplows number 08. Number 83, Brady Romano, going back to a number he raced in street stocks prior. Shaking off the bad luck from that 78. To his outside, Dale Lawrence in the 2. And Mike Delano in the number 27D fills out the field. Cowboy Dan Trask lost the motor in practice today and is not able to race.
Green, green, green for qualifier number 2. As we set the grid for the Pepsi Spotlight feature that the Strictly Streets will kick off the feature racing action after intermission with. Oh, we're 3 wide. And a smart move by Ray Dinsmore to back out of it and not push the situation on the 2nd lap of opening day. The 81 lets Chuck Wagstaff get back in line. And Ray Dinsmore is going to go to the top side now. Wise move to take it easy and be patient on opening day. He goes to the top of Wagstaff, and now we are nose to nose with the 31 and the 81. What a move by Ray Dinsmore. Powers around the 2nd groove and takes command on lap 3. Ray Dinsmore in the 81, pulling away from Wagstaff. And we're side by side for 3rd place. Dan Moulton on the inside in the 00. Here comes Sean Emery. He takes 3rd away, but he's not done yet. Sean Emery in the 13 is cooking on the top side at the halfway marker. Sean Emery almost to the outside quarter of Chuck Wagstaff, but Dan Moulton is still maintaining inside of that boxed-in situation. The Fisher Plows number 08 of Mac Hannon Jr. rounds out the top 5. Joe Harriman settles in line in 6th. Tyler Dinsmore in the 12 in 7th. Sean Emery coming back on the top. Oh, what a good drive into turn 1. Man, he made up a lot of ground on the outside of Wagstaff that time through 1 and 2. Emery has a nose advantage through 3 and 4 with only 2 laps left. And these guys are really barking at the bit behind Dan Moulton. Almost looking like 3 wide. Mac Hannon Jr. is going to get it to the inside. Might be some contact over there in 3. Yes, there is. Oh, man, they're still beating and banging. Joe Harriman in the middle. Almost gets turned by Tyler Dinsmore, but everybody gathers it back up almost. Another tap to the rear bumper on Harriman, and they're checking up on the backstretch. But we got the checkered flag waving for Ray Dinsmore. Oh, man, things got real dicey there in the middle and back half of the field in the final laps. Joe Harriman may have cut a tire. He pulled it into the pits immediately under the checkered. But hey, don't take any credit away from that winner, the 81, Ray Dinsmore. Had him covered so far in heat race number 2 by just about a straightaway for this qualifier.
Yeah, Ray Dinsmore III, as we mentioned, won a feature race on Boss Hog 150 Day last year for his first career Strictly win. Off to a good start. We'll start on the outside of the front row today. In the number 81, Ray Dinsmore III, your heat winner. Time for the Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunners. Good gaggle of these cars this afternoon. 18 in the paddock this afternoon, signing in for pre-race registration. This will be the first of 2 heat races to go along with their 25-lap feature. We've got Logan Hall at the point in the number 13. Doug Woodard is in the number 50. Jason Sears in the number 11 out of Skowhegan. Then comes Cooper Beaulieu in the number 15, number 5X, that is. Hayden Carver is in the number 44. Kerrigan Glazier in the number 99. She matched the division high in feature wins last year. Then comes Dylan York in the number 7X. Guy Williams in the 3. Fills out the field here for heat number 1.
And once again, folks, it looks like the trackside concessions. Ken, what do we call that? Concessions? Inside Groove concessions are closed today. We've got Wilford's, though, feeding you here at the track. Wilford's Grill. Serving up ice-cold Pepsi products, the official sponsor of our Spotlight division all season long. And we're green, green, green for the Roadrunners. Brought to you by Dale's Cash Fuel. A pair of heats coming at you. And the 13 takes command. That's Logan Hall from Gardner. Logan Hall goes way high. And opens up the inside for the 50. Oh, Logan Hall shuts the door going into 1. That's Doug Woodard in the 50. Maintaining pace. As well as Jason Sears rounding out the top 3. They are checking out from the rest of the field. Seth Woodard back to the inside. Logan Hall cuts across the nose once more. Woodard is trying to get comfortably in there before he keeps it in the corner to make sure that there's no chop-off situations, and this one looks clean and clear. Doug Woodard takes the lead. as well as Jason Sears is going to follow up the inside. Logan Hall gets hung out to dry, and he's going to go from first to third on lap 3. Oh, we got trouble with the 44. Wow. Nice save there. That car really overcorrected to the right. And that could have been a scary situation. Hayden Carver in the 44 just dropped out of 4th place. Lost a couple spots, now back to 6th. We're halfway, and it's Doug Woodard, a newcomer to Wiscasset Speedway in that 50 car. Normally, he has been a veteran to Speedway 95 in Bangor, Maine. Hayden Carver with more trouble in turn 4, went down into the infield grass. All green flag conditions though, as Carver pulls back onto the racing surface. Holding down the 4th spot is Dylan York, followed by Kerrigan Glazier. Glazier won the last 3 events of the Roadrunner season last year, 3 in a row for that 99 car. And she is all over the back bumper of Dylan York for 4th place. Jason Sears is coming back strong on the back bumper of Woodard in the 50, but we've got 1 lap to go. Doug Woodard pulling back away this time. On the back stretch last time around, Jason Sears was closing in on the 50, but not this time. Checkered flag is flying on Heat 1. And it's going to be Doug Woodard, the newcomer to Maine's biggest and fastest track in the 50 car, starting out his Wiscasset Speedway campaign strong on opening day. And Jason Sears in the 11 takes 2nd. Logan Hall for 3rd in the first of 2 Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunner heat races. Sponsored by the Work Store in the Toyota Celica. Make some noise for Doug Woodard in Victory Lane. Dale's Cash Fuel delivers the right products at affordable prices on time, so your home stays warm all year long. Their customer service team and drivers are experienced, dependable, and always ready to help you with heating oil needs at Dale's Cash Fuel.
All right, heat number 2 coming at you with this group set to put down our outside lane for their 25-lap feature. Your lineup has Parker Doucette out of Sydney in the number 8. Carl Conan out of Lewiston in the number 7. Then comes Seth Woodard from Plymouth in the number 41. Gavin Giroux is in the number 02. Then comes the one and only Jarity out of Augusta in the number 71. Jason Meservey from Warren in the 57. Our old friend Paul Hopkins back in action in the 02H. Lucas Bickford in the 77 out of Thorndike. Eric Powell from Woolwich in the 5X. And Logan Norton in the 7N out of West Gardner.
All right, folks, going green this time at the flag stand. And once again, the Roadrunners are brought to you by Dale's Cash Fuel. But on the web, they can be found at www.dalesoil.com for delivery areas, current pricing, and heating oil. They deliver throughout the Mid-Coast and Central Maine. And we're green for qualifier number 2. It is the 8 of Parker Doucette on the inside and Carl Conant hanging tight on the outside in the 7. Conant going way high through 3 and 4. He's going to give that lead away. Conant needs to keep it down a little closer to the inside groove if he wants to maintain with that top 3. They're starting to freight train him here. Parker Doucette out front, the 41 Seth Woodard up tight on the inside line as well. And here comes the 0-2, Gavin Giroux, a seasoned veteran with multiple wins last season, racing for car owner Chip Farrington in the orange car in 3rd. Carl Conant gets shuffled back to 4th position in the 7. All right, folks, Seth Woodard is moving to the top side, and that was his dad who just won the first Roadrunner heat race in the red number 50. Can the father and son team pick up both Roadrunner heat races? Off to a great start to do it. Seth Woodard takes command of qualifier number 2. And they're going to see the halfway flags this time. 5 laps to go, and Seth Woodard is starting to check out. A little smoke trail coming from the 8, Parker Doucette in 2nd place. Let's hope that car holds together. He's got a challenger knocking on the right rear quarter. That's the 0-2 of Gavin Giroux coming to his high side. And Gavin Giroux is just about clear coming out of turn 2. Gavin Giroux gonna move up to 2nd in the 0-2. Back to 4th, we've got a battle. Carl Conant in the 7. And Paul Hopkins in the 0-2. Giving him a challenge. Hopkins currently making up your top 5. But he might snatch a position here with 2 laps remaining at the line. Oh, trouble! Trouble for Paul Hopkins. He almost gets into the wall there. Nice save by Paulie in the 0-2. He is going to lose grasp on 4th place, but he still holds on to 5th here. White flag is out for Seth Woodard. Gavin Giroux is certainly closing up the margin, but I think he's going to run out of time here. Into turn 3, the 41 Seth Woodard is going to be looking at the checkered flag. Yes, sir. The Woodard father and son Toyota Celicas pick up the pair of Roadrunner heat races. How about that? Doug Woodard, father, picks up the first heat race, and then son Seth picks up heat race number 2.
Yeah, this kid's no stranger to victory lane here at Wiscasset. He's been a prior winner in the Roadrunners a couple of years ago. In the number 41, Seth Woodard is your heat winner. That'll be a neat little showdown on the front row for the feature this afternoon. Once again, want to welcome you here to Wiscasset Speedway for Group 2 opening day. Got another bright, sunny, but rather chilly afternoon, of course. Typical this time of year. If you find yourself a little chilly and need to warm up, Robin's got all kinds of great stuff down in the souvenir booth, hoodies, sweatshirts, blankets. Be sure to head downstairs here at the grandstand building and see her. As we roll out the Dales, or check that, that was the Dales Cash Fuel Roadrunners. These are the Creative Cleanout Modifieds. Want to welcome Creative Cleanouts by Josh as the new title sponsor of this division here in 2026. An environmentally friendly company that does cleanouts and disposal of trash and unwanted things, and they'll repurpose things the best they can to keep them out of landfills. We'll give you more information about them as we come along. In the meantime, one heat race today for the Mod Squad. We've got Scott Tucker in the number 79 to his outside to be the number 1. That is Adam Chadbourne. On the inside, welcome back to Wiscasset Speedway. That is Kyle Hewins in car number 21. Two-time Strictly champ, the reigning Pass Modified champion. To his outside, rookie Alec Brown out of Hope, taking over the wheel from his old man Mike Brown. Faith Cleaves is in the 89, and another talented rookie, Jackson Moorside, in the number 88, last year's four-cylinder pro champion, making his mod debut today.
And we're green, green, green. Chadbourne quickly clears, and Tucker is getting a bump from the 21. We're 3 wide, briefly through 3, but Hewins threads the needle and gets through it. Kyle Hewins in the 21, racing for the Delano Brothers race team. He does not like what he sees with Chadbourne checking out with clear track. Hewins wants to get up there and challenge him for the lead. As he motors around the high side of Alec Brown in the 39, it's a dead heat down the backstretch, but Hewins drives it hard into 3 and has a wheel up through 3 and 4. Jackson Moorside enters the fight as he closes in on the top 3 in the 88. Don't count him out. It's a 4-car breakaway, just about nose to tail. Kyle Hewins has closed up the gap on Adam Chadbourne. Less than 2 car lengths now for the top 2. Five laps to go. And now it's less than 1 car length. Hewins is almost right there on the back bumper of the multi-time modified champion in the 1. Jackson Moorside in the 88, losing grasp on Alec Brown. For a moment there, it looked like Moorside was closing in on 3rd, but now it looks like Alec Brown is holding down 3rd quite comfortably, all by himself in the 39. We've got a fight up front as Kyle Hewins puts the 21 up in the 2nd groove to challenge for the lead with 2 laps remaining. Slow progress for Hewins, slow and steady in the top line. We've got 1 lap left. It's gonna be a barn burner. Oh, we almost got a crossover. Hewins looked like he was attempting the crossover, but Chadbourne stayed glued down to the curb, and he's gonna hang on to it. What a race. Hewins with a valiant effort to attempt that win, but Chadbourne fends him off. And it's Adam Chadbourne victorious in the one and only Mod Squad heat race. He finished 2nd in the very heated championship run last year, and the defending champion of Reed Reno is not present in the modified division today. Adam Chadbourne holds the checkered flag with official track photographer Jason Dickey. Make some noise for the 1 car. And you can find all of those official Wiscasset Speedway photos at www.jasondickeyphotography.com. And that is Jason spelled Jasen for Jason Dickey.
All right, the Wood Pellet Warehouse Late Model Sportsman, top shelf of group number 2. As we had mentioned, 19 late models in the paddock this afternoon. This will be the first of 2 heat races. This will set the inside for their 40-lap feature. We've got one that's come to a stop on the backstretch. And if that's the one, I believe 7A, we know what his issues were early in the practice. No, that's Ben Nile. The lineup goes with Nick Moulton, the Rookie of the Year last year in the 00 to his outside. Former champion Frank Moulton outside in the 15. Then comes Brett Osmond in the 05 to his outside. DC Alexander in the 7A. Ben Burgess in the 7B to his outside to be the 13 of Chase Burgess. That is Jeff Burgess's young son. Then comes Shane Clark in the 21. Ashton Burgess in the number 34. Steve Barker in the number 5, and Bigfoot Ben Nile in the number 72 fills out the field.
Late models coming at you. Green flag is out. And Frank Moulton had the initial jump, but Nick Moulton coming back strong on the inside. Nice running order, 2x2 through the field still. Nick Moulton not giving up without a fight. Frank Moulton, certainly a multi-time late model winner and a champion. Nick Moulton has not been in the late model top 3 for a feature. And look at him, hanging strong with Frank Moulton. 2-car breakaway. As Brett Osmond takes the 3rd position all to himself and sets his sights on that top 2 with no one around his 05 car. Frank Moulton finally clears to take command. Nick Moulton settles into 2nd. Brett Osmond 3rd. The rookie, Ben Burgess in 4th. Shane Clark makes up your top 5. We got 5 laps left. Halfway, and Nick Moulton maintaining pace with Frank Moulton. Brett Osmond not chasing him down like he was probably hoping. DC Alexander in 6th, and then it's the Burgess relatives side by side in the 13 and 34. Chase Burgess on the inside, Ashton on the outside. That's for 7th. All right, the only challenge on the track right now is Ben Burgess really sticking that nose up tight underneath Osmond in the 05. It's Frankie Moulton pulling away from Nick Moulton. And then 3rd is still to be determined with White Laundry flying high this time at the flag stand. Half a lap to go. It's all in the hands of Frank Moulton in the 15 coming to the checkered flag. Nick Moulton in the 00M with an awesome run for 2nd. Brett Osmond with a great run in 3rd, holding off the hard charge by the rookie. Ben Burgess in the 7 was right up tight there, hounding him for 3rd place, but Burgess settles for 4th. Shane Clark makes up your top 5 in the 21. And Frank Moulton pulls it into the photo op area with Jason Dickey for the first of 2 heat races. Heat 2, pulling out of the pits for the late models, brought to you by Wood Pellet Warehouse. And this one is going to be led by the 00 of Alex Waltz. Joining Waltz on the front row is going to be the 86 Patrick Murphy with a brand new distance ride. Waltz and Murphy on the front row.
Lining up on row number 2, it'll be Tiger Colby. Well, actually, we got Murphy jumping up to wave the rest by. That's voluntary on the 86. So Tiger Colby will jump up to take the start on the outside of the front row. Then comes last year's runner-up, the number 24 of Jonathan Emerson. David Getchell in the number 88. Then comes the 25 of the veteran Will Collins out of Waldoboro. James Doucette in that beautiful number 28. He is out of Skowhegan. Then comes Chad Dow out of Pittsfield in the number 39. Ethan Dinsmore outside of the number 8. And Pat Murphy dropping to the tail end of the field here in the number 86. 10-lap heat will set the rest of the field for their 40-lap feature this afternoon. After this heat race, we'll take a brief intermission to get the features ready for you and get after it here this afternoon on Group 2 opening day.
Wood Pellet Warehouse Late Models Heat 2 coming at you. Alex Waltz and Tiger Colby. Jonathan Emerson and Dave Getchell, row 2. Here comes Will Collins to the inside of Getchell. Will Collins in the 25. As your front row is still unseparated, a dead heat, nose to nose, with Waltz and Colby. Colby is just about clear out of 4 this time. And he's going to do it, folks. Tiger Colby in the 78 clears Alex Waltz. And we're settling in single file here with Jonathan Emerson up to 3rd, Will Collins 4th. Chad Dow makes up your top 5 in the 39. Dave Getchell gets shuffled back out of the top 5. Jonathan Emerson looks to be closing in on Alex Waltz as Colby puts some distance from him on the pack. Oh, we got a spin. Ethan Dinsmore in the Fisher Plows number 8. And there may have been some contact, maybe after the spin, I'm not sure, with Doucette in the 28. He does have a little damage to the right front fender and the nose piece on the 28 of James Doucette. Ethan Dinsmore spins in the 8X, bringing out the first late model caution of the day. Ethan Dinsmore doing double duty with a Strictly Street that is pretty unmistakable. They look pretty identical with his late model and Strictly Street Fisher Plows number 8X. And Ethan Dinsmore is much more seasoned in the Strictly Street ranks. I think he brought that late model out here a time or two last year, and from what I know, I think he blew it up early in the season last year, so the late model venture was hung up for 2025, but they put a new engine in it, and they are going to regroup here for this season in the late model. Lineup is good. We're crossing over. This time it is the same pair on the front row, but flip-flopped. Tiger Colby started this race on the outside of Alex Waltz. This time they are going to swap grooves. Colby to the inside, Alex Waltz on the outside. Row 2 is Jonathan Emerson and Will Collins, bringing them to the green this time with 6 laps remaining in the Wood Pellet Warehouse late model qualifier number 2. Green flag coming out this time. And Tiger Colby just about clears Waltz. Waltz is still there. Tiger Colby better not move up. Waltz is still there by just a few inches that time down the backstretch. And this time Colby is going to take the lead to himself once again. Jonathan Emerson rises to the challenge for second, as it's a neck-and-neck drag race with Waltz and Emerson now. Chad Dow was able to capitalize from the restart and take 4th away from Will Collins. The 39 up to 4th, Will Collins back to 5th, and Jonathan Emerson moves up to 2nd. Tiger Colby still leads. Jonathan Emerson breaks free from the clutches of Alex Waltz, and the battle for 4th is not done yet. Chad Dow and Will Collins going at it. 2 laps remaining. The top 3 have pretty much settled it out, but 4th place, keep an eye on that one. Will Collins this time is looking to the high side. One lap to go. Colby, Emerson, and Waltz breaking free from the pack, and Will Collins is rising to the challenge to the top of Dow. Oh, man. What a close finish for 4th, but Chad Dow in the 39 holds on to it. Will Collins in the Ford settles for 5th.
Yeah, just 23 100ths of a second, the interval between those two drivers. This cat right here had 3 feature wins last season, en route to another top 5 finish in points, and starts it off with a heat win today in that beautiful number 78 out of Dresden. That is Tiger Colby, your heat winner. By the way, Tiger's a new dad. Has a new baby girl. Congrats to them. And folks, as we mentioned, that'll do it for our heat race action. We're going to take a brief intermission, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops, and get you right back at your feature action. Your Pepsi Spotlight feature coming up first with the Portland Glass Strictly Streets in just a few. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, our drivers are here for today's Pepsi Spotlight feature. It's for the Portland Glass Strictly Streets. Before we give you the starting lineup at this moment, we ask that you all please rise if able. Remove your hats and direct your attention to the flag in the middle of the infield as we offer our invocation, followed by the national anthem. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the reuniting of our extended racing family. As we begin this new season, we take a moment to pause to remember those we've lost over the off season and are no longer with us, but are with us in our hearts always. Please grant safety over our drivers as they compete today. Guide them with clear vision and steady hands. Protect our fans and staff as we enjoy the show today. And watch over those brave men and women in uniform and all those who put themselves in harm's way each and every day so that we may remain safe and free. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. All right, folks, get settled in. It's time to meet our drivers. But first, we're going to meet a young lady down at the start of the grid with Penny from our Kids Club. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our junior official, Abby Colson. And now your starting lineup. In the 18th starting position, driving car number 20 from Montville, welcome Joe Harriman. In the 17th starting position, driving car number 83 from Livermore Falls, welcome Brady Romano. In the 16th starting position is a veteran from Woolwich in car number 27D, welcome Mike Delano. In the 15th starting position, driving car number 12 from Newcastle, welcome Tyler Dinsmore. Up to position number 14 in the car number 49 out of Appleton, welcome Ryan Easonsey. In the 13th starting spot, driving car number 45 from Mount Vernon, welcome Caden Neptune. Now up to row number 6 on the outside, starting in 12th. In car number 2 out of Lisbon, welcome Dale Lawrence. Last year's Strictly Shootout champion starts in the 11th position today, driving car number 25 from Washington. This is Landon Tapley. Row number 5 on the outside, starting in the 10th position. Out of Woolwich, driving the 00, welcome Dan Morton. To his inside, starting in the 9th position, driving car number 82 from Westbrook, welcome Chaz Briggs. Row number 4 on the outside is the number 31 car, starting in the 8th position today. Out of Boothbay Harbor, welcome Chuck Wagstaff. Your 3-time and reigning street stock champion starts in the 7th position today. In car number 23 from Sabatis, welcome Zach Emerson. Row number 3 on the outside is another former champion, driving the 08 out of Washington. This is Mac Hannon Jr. This car won 3 times last year. We'll see how Dad does in it today. In the 7B out of Hartford, starting 5th today, Chris Burgess. Row number 2 on the outside, starting in the 4th position. Out of Leamington in car number 13, welcome Sean Emery. To his inside, starting in the 3rd position. Driving car number 29 from Gorham, welcome Tyler Jordan. And on the front row on the outside, starting in the 2nd position, in car number 81 from Limerick, and a happy birthday coming up on Tuesday to Ray Dinsmore III. And at the pole position, driving car number 27 from Lisbon, welcome Scott Eck. Folks, that's your starting lineup. Let's get our drivers strapped in and ready to race.
All right, and this is Ivory, and her stepdad is out there in the 29, so take it away.
Ready? Gentlemen, start your engines.
Good job!
Edward Lima, Ethan Dinsmore, and Andrew Glynn. The 3 cars that were unable to continue. Andrew Glynn, Edward Lima, and Ethan Dinsmore. He had a water pump failure. Edward Luma and Andrew Glynn had that head-to-head accident in one of the heat races, taking them both out of competition, unfortunately.
These guys normally run a 25-lap feature, being the Pepsi Spotlight feature of the day. They get an extra 10 laps, so we're going 35 today for the Portland Glass Strictly Streets. A couple of feature winners from last year on the front row, Scott Eck and Ray Dinsmore III. Pace car heading in to the attention of Chief Starter Dave Sturgis. Green flag is out. Hammer down, and we are off and running down the back chute. Neither driver giving up any real estate yet. Side by side, Eck and Dinsmore. Jordan's got third to himself at this point. Sean Emery hanging up on the outside of Chris Burgess. Emery was strong there in the heat race as well. Back behind them, 6th place, held by the 23 of Zach Emerson. Scott Eck, that inside lane starting to move, and Dinsmore starting to drift back a little bit, and Sean Emery not liking that. He's caught in behind him, loses a couple spots. It's Scott Eck, Tyler Jordan, and Chris Burgess. Zach Emerson hit the curbing and nearly got into Dinsmore, but everyone gathers it back up. Emerson grabs 4th. Dinsmore still falling back, much to the chagrin of the 13 of Sean Emery. Mac Hannon Jr. moves to 0-8 up into 5th. Chaz Briggs will follow into 6th. Dinsmore now outside the top 5. Not finding the grip on the outside that he was searching for, and in danger of dropping outside the top 10. Eck was a winner last year. Tyler Jordan made one appearance here last year trying to attempt to qualify for the Strictly Shootout and did not make the show. Chris Burgess hasn't driven a street stock in at least 15 years, but picking up, he's a wheel man, picking right up where he left off and pressuring Jordan for that 2nd position. 3-car breakaway, a little bit room back to the 23 of Emerson. He's got a rear view mirror full of Mac Hannon in the 0-8. Next group led by Chaz Briggs in the 82. That's 6th position back with Landon Tapley 7th. Sean Emery slipped all the way back to 7th. Ray Dinsmore finally settles into 8th. Some smoke off Emery in the 13. That 13 car starting to give troubles, and the black flag is in the air. Emery, as his race may be over quick. Oh, that is stinky. So not the debut Sean was looking for. He'll head down pit road with 11 complete. We'll make it 12 this time by the line. Scott Eck continuing to stretch out his advantage now, half a straightaway, little over a second now over that 2nd place battle between Tyler Jordan and Chris Burgess. This is one of those rare occasions where the fast cars are in the front and able to run away, but after this week, it's handicap time, so the fast cars will have to come up from the back. Scott Eck, part of that Daisy Valley racing team that his teammate Mac Hannon in the 08. Landon Tapley ready to make a move in the 25. Jumps to the outside of Chaz Briggs. Spin out of turn 4. That's the 45 of Caden Neptune, the rookie out of Mount Vernon. Caden was a former 4-cylinder pro driver. Brings up the first caution here in this 35-lap feature. Fortunately, no other contact. Gives the drivers a chance to exhale with 15 laps complete. Still 20 to go.
Yeah, the Spotlight feature is brought to you by Pepsi Cola products, where you can get them ice cold down to Wilford's Concessions. Wilford's Trackside Grill. Ice cold Pepsi products, the official sponsor of the Spotlight race all season long. And the Strictly Streets are brought to you by Portland Glass Company, where they fix it fast and it's done right. When a rock hits your windshield or a window at home needs replacing, you want it fixed fast and fixed right. That's why Mainers trust Portland Glass Company. With 12 locations statewide, they're Maine strong, community-focused, and committed to getting the job done right the first time. For service you can trust, choose Portland Glass.
I believe the lineup's all set. Neptune will take his place at the tail end of the field, but looks like Tyler Dinsmore going to concede that spot. There's the 13 of Sean Emery back on the track, so whatever issue they had seems to be remedied, at least for the time being.
Yeah, you know, Ken, it could have been something like a valve cover oil filler plug maybe coming off or coming loose and dripping some oil down onto the header. Maybe a quick fix like that.
Mike Delano back on the track, and the lineup is now set. We'll cross the cars on the backstretch. Scott Eck remains at the point. Tyler Jordan strong in his Wiscasset debut, although not technically a debut. As I said, he attempted to qualify for the Strictly Shootout last year. So he's been on this track before.
Points race debut?
Points race debut, yep. And as I said while they were under green, this is the rare opportunity for some of the fast guys in this class to start up front. But handicap kicks in next time they race, and they'll have to, fast cars will be in the back and have to work their way to the front. Pace car ready to turn in, all clear from Nate Sennett in 3 and 4. Dave Sturgis checking him over. Green flag is back out. Nice to see everyone lined up along that wall over there in turn 1 and 2. As they watch the drivers head down to 3 and 4 at the other end of the track. Scott Eck shakes off the challenge from Jordan and resumes his lead out a car length or two now. Chris Burgess third, and a good side-by-side battle for fourth behind him. Couple champions going at it back there for fourth place between Hannon and Emerson. Got out of shape out of 2 that time. As we hit the halfway marker, Landon Tapley working his way up. Tapley started back in 11th, and he's raced his way into the top 5 now in that number 25. Short Straw Racing is up in the top 5 now. Good save from Dan Moulton in the 0-0. Got that thing sideways out of turn 4. Tapley's got some company now. Drifted up wide. Gives the spot over to Chaz Briggs. And in the meantime, Zach Emerson had fallen out of the top 5 as well. Chaz Briggs has found himself up there in the number 82. Correction on the scoring pylon. Chaz Briggs is your 5th place car in the number 82, having some transponder issues. It was working when he came out. Now they are manually scoring the number 82. So he is still all set there in 5th. Things finally settling down a bit through the top 10. Scott Eck has built that lead back up to over a second now over Tyler Jordan. Chris Burgess has spent the entire race there in 3rd, but Mac Hannon making him earn it right there in his tire tracks. We are heading into bonus time, and things aren't always as they seem. Bonus time tends to shake things up a little bit. We'll see how it happens. These cars hustling around this 3/8 mile track at about an 18-second clip, 75 mile per hour average. Scott Eck continues to be the fastest on the track there in the number 27. Chris Burgess and Mac Hannon actually starting to pick up some speed. There goes Sean Emery back down pit road. Trouble on the front stretch. We got one in the wall. And that looked like it might have been Tyler Dinsmore in the 12. I know Caden Neptune's car also black car, but automatic red flag as we get one in the wall here. Standard operating procedure. Want to make sure our driver's okay. Safety crew will get over there to check on our driver. See things moving in the cockpit right now. Window net's down. There's Tyler hopping up out of the car. Yeah, it looked like the 0-0. Dan Moulton got out of shape, and Dinsmore with nowhere to go as Moulton came back up on the track, and some pretty solid right side damage on that number 12. Our chief EMT, Tanya, over there to make sure our driver's okay. Colby Robbins as well. Everything is fine, so they'll vacate the scene, and now it'll be taken over by our infield manager, Larry St. Pierre and crew. Another Pro Bodyworks cleanup. Going to start working on a lineup, and while we do that, I want to remind you that Wiscasset Speedway is proudly sponsored by Ames True Value Supply. When your project list starts growing, there's one place in Midcoast, Maine they count on, Ames True Value Supply, Route 1 in Wiscasset. From hardware and tools to paint, plumbing, lawn and garden, pet supplies, and everything for your home or camp, Ames has the brands you trust and the service you can rely on. The April family there to help you when you're fixing, building, or just getting ready for the season. Their friendly team is always ready to help you find exactly what you need. Shop local, shop smart. Ames True Value Supply, Route 1 Wiscasset, your hometown hardware store. I do want to remind you, Group 1 is back in action. They had their opening day last week. They're back in action this next Saturday. 2 o'clock start again. We're actually doing a 2 o'clock race program through Memorial Day weekend. But next week, Group 1 will be back in action, presented by AIM Recycling of Maine, sponsoring that day's program. And it's the debut of the Carver's Driving Academy Crown Vics will be making their debut here at Wiscasset next Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be the first of 5 Crown Vic races at Wiscasset Speedway that are scattered throughout the season. And Ken, you said that we're going till 2 o'clock till Memorial Day. Well, that's Coastal 200 weekend. So an easy way to remember that we're going till 2 o'clock. And then after Coastal 200 weekend, we go back to the normal 5 o'clock show.
Yeah, I tried to simplify the start times on the show this year and make it easier for you guys to remember and our crew to work with as well. So 2 o'clock showtime through Memorial Day weekend, Coastal 200 weekend, and then 5 o'clock through till Labor Day weekend when the Boss Hog weekend returns. Of course, you can find the schedule and results, information, and all kinds of stuff on our website, WiscassetSpeedway.com. Always like to direct you there. You'll find race day schedules there, what's coming up, some of our great sponsors. You hear us talking about all our great marketing partners here at the track. You can find their logo on our homepage. Just click on their logo and it'll take you right to their website. If you do want to support Wiscasset Speedway and reach thousands of loyal race fans all season long, now's the time to become a marketing partner with us. From website and souvenir, program ads, trackside billboards, race event sponsorships, division title sponsors, and more, we've got creative and affordable ways for your business to get noticed. Some plans start as little as $300 for the full season. Learn more at WiscassetSpeedway.com or contact myself, and I can give you more information.
All right, we're going to have a 7-lap sprint to the finish. And Scott Eck has been untouchable so far in the 27. He raced a full point season last year, finishing 5th in the points, and 1 feature win. Can he match his 1 win last season with a win on opening day here? Or does Tyler Jordan have something to say? Or maybe Chris Burgess. He has been in the hunt so far. 7-lap sprint. Here we go for the Strickleys.
Pace car is in, and here we go. Green flag is back out. Scott Eck did land on the podium with a runner-up finish on opening day last year. Likes the early season, and he and Jordan are going after it, coming out of turn 4. Mac Hannon trying to find a place in line as well, but Chaz Briggs sneaking in there in the number 82, and Chris Burgess up the inside rail. Burgess trying to get second place away from Tyler Jordan. Give that spot to Tyler Jordan by 3/100ths of a second. Dale Lawrence using up all kinds of real estate up on the high side. Oh, trouble into turn 3. Got a few cars involved in that one. Some of the front runners, including Jordan and Burgess.
Yeah, Ken, I don't know if we can completely blame that on two cars coming together. There was a tire that went rolling off of somebody's car. I don't know if that was before the spin or after the spin, after contact, but a tire, I think it came off of the 29 car, and that's what instigated the whole melee. As you can see, Chris Burgess rolls away under his own power, but I think the 29 is going to be a different story. He has got a tire that rolled off of it. And Dale Lawrence tried to avoid and woed it up on the brakes and slid up into the wall as an innocent bystander.
Yeah, there's Tyler up out of the number 29. And, yeah, last week we had a wheel hub break on the number 14 modified of Ethan Guptill. And what was looking like a possible podium spot for Tyler Jordan is going to end on the flatbed with another Pro Bodyworks cleanup. And as I said, normally these guys run a 25-lap feature, and that 10-lap bonus time, things sometimes don't remain the way they seem. And that'll shake up the running orders. Now teammates will start on the front row in the restart. Scott Eck and the 0-8 of Mac Hannon. Chaz Briggs moves up to third for the restart. Zach Emerson and Ray Dinsmore coming back to life a little bit in that number 81. I guess the 27 of Mike Delano stuck in the mud there on the inside of turn 4.
And this strictly street race just got totally flipped on its head for second place. With 1 lap complete after that restart and 6 to go. Scott Eck, he's been untouchable, but still anything can happen, and I'm sure he hates to see all these restarts. That's just one more opportunity for him to mess up on a restart.
Yeah, it looks like they can cancel the push truck. Good job from the boys pushing the 27 of Mike Delano onto terra firma. Well, no, I guess, are you guys going to push him all the way to the pit?
Yeah, like you said, I don't think there was any harm done there. I think he just went down into the mud to avoid the complete whiteout up ahead. It was like Days of Thunder over there with a big ball of white smoke and probably hard visibility.
Yeah, it happened to Dale Lawrence as well. Dale was way up on the high side, getting up out of the groove, and he kind of saw what was ahead of him. I think he locked up the front brakes and pushed him right into the wall. So he'll go up on the AC towing hook. Tyler Jordan will go on the rollback, and Mike Delano is going to get a push from the Norm's Used Cars push truck. There's the tire you were talking about. They've got it up on the roof of the number 29 now. Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunners will be coming out next for their regular 25-lap feature. It started to talk about next Saturday. The pit gate will open up at 9 a.m. Grandstand gates once again will be 12 o'clock for VIP season ticket holders, 1 o'clock for general admission, and green flag at 2 o'clock. They're having trouble getting that 29 car up on the rollback. I think they're resetting things. I don't know if they're calling for the other rollback or what the deal is, but it looks like they hit the reset button over there. There's Dale Lawrence, some pretty heavy right front damage where he caught the wall. Dale's always got a great attitude about racing. That dude died of a heart attack last year and came back racing about 4 weeks later.
He got a top 3 shortly after. Was it on his very return, or was it like 1 week later?
One of the races after he came back. But what a story that was.
Yeah, that was a pretty emotional victory lane. What did he get? Second or third?
I think it was the second that night.
He got, yeah, it was shortly after that life-scaring heart attack, and man, yeah, that was just an awesomely emotional victory lane to see him. As we said, he rose from the dead to come back and race at Wiscasset Speedway and live his dreams.
But yeah, the dude's always got a really positive attitude about racing. Absolutely loves it.
He was actually loading up his race car when the heart attack happened. It was a Saturday morning. He was loading up to come here.
So yeah, they had to reset and go to the other end of the 29 to give another stab at getting that car off the track. So it takes us a couple more times around. While we do that, I want to give a shout out to our friends with Ward & Son Builders, our sponsor of the Kids Club here at Wiscasset Speedway, and they've been a great supporter of that over the past few years. The Ward & Son Builders Kids Club is open and ready for action. Kids can swing by the booth each and every week for games, crafts, prizes, and our weekly bike giveaway. It's a fun way to make new friends, be part of the excitement of racing every night here and every afternoon here at Wiscasset. Thanks to Ward & Son Builders, the Kids Club is absolutely free because building strong families and communities is what they do. So parents, bring your kids down and get them signed up. Ward & Son Builders Kids Club, building the next generation of race fans. Penny, you can usually find her over at the main gate, or once the season gets underway, downstairs here at the front stretch grandstand building. And don't forget to pick up a item at the Wiscasset Speedway souvenir booth while you're here today. Robin's downstairs. You got the hoodies and sweatshirts and blankets for a chilly April day like today, but also T-shirts and hats and all kinds of great souvenirs and knickknacks, toys for the kids. You can also get your VIP season pass down there. You can buy some tickets for a future race if you want. You can get a gift card to give to somebody. So your souvenir program down there. So just be sure to see Robin.
Yeah, Ken, she also just got stocked up on bumper stickers. Official Wiscasset Speedway bumper stickers for your car. If you want to represent, put that on your bumper or your window. Robin has them restocked at the souvenir booth.
All right, we have cleaned up the scene and are ready to go back at it now. A couple of the contenders are out of it. A couple more have been shoveled to the back of the field. Scott Eck is still at the point for this restart with 6 laps to go. Eck and Hannon, Daisy Valley Racing teammates on the front row. Chaz Briggs third with the champ Zach Emerson to his outside. Ray Dinsmore in 5th, and a green flag. Oh, this one's going to be fun. These guys are going at it now. 3 wide back in the field as well, but up front, wheel to wheel, Scott Eck and Mac Hannon. Eck not able to run away like he did in the early going of this one. Hannon's going to keep him honest, and he's really making some good ground on the outside. Chaz Briggs with one of his strongest runs. Oh, Hannon trying to cross over. Eck got up out of the groove, and here comes Mac Hannon on the inside. Chaz Briggs having one of his best runs here at Wiscasset. They'll lean on each other for second. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go this time by. Don't count out Zach Emerson, the champ, gnawing on that steering wheel in the 23, looking for a podium spot for himself. White Laundry in the air, 1 lap to go. Here comes Emerson up the inside to take over third. Checkered flag is in the air. Mac Hannon gets the win. Mac Hannon grabs the win from his teammate. The champ. Never count out the champ. Zach Emerson comes in to grab second. Scott Eck rebounds for third. All right, yeah, sorry about that. Chaz Briggs, your runner-up in the 82. Again, transponder issues on the 82. Zach Emerson will take third. Scott Eck, heartbreak for him. Led most of the race. He finishes in fourth. And how about Joe Harriman? Started this race in 18th, comes up to finish in fifth in car number 20. Get your 50-50 tickets handy because they've got the big wheel there. We'll have our winner draw off our 50-50 winner today. I want to thank Sarah for her work at the 50-50 table and our new 50-50 lady here in the grandstands, Vanessa Jordan. And if it's your first time here at Wiscasset Speedway, welcome, and about to witness one of the coolest victory lanes you'll see at a racetrack as the drivers have come around Victory Lane Road, and we'll celebrate right here in front of the grandstands with you fans. Career best finish here at Wiscasset for the 82. And not a bad debut for the new car from the reigning champion. So let's send things trackside. Nick Huff's got your top three in Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane.
What an unbelievable finish and major heartbreak for Scott Eck. Multiple late race restarts really flipped this race upside down. Yeah, completely new top three from 6 laps prior. It was looking like Eck and Jordan and Burgess were going to be our top three in some sort of order, but look at this. We've got an all-new top three from 6 laps to go. All right, folks. Make some noise for Mac Hannon Jr. Mac Hannon Jr., holy cow. Bet you didn't think you were going to end up here, huh?
No, there's a lot of chaos going on in front, so that was awesome.
And you battled hard on the outside and just didn't quite have enough on the top. And then, I mean, what happened? Did Scott just make a mistake and let you in?
Yeah, I went in, and all of a sudden, I think he just overdrove it. And I just shifted up on him, and that's all there was. I got under, and the car was super great, like the second half of the race. Just kind of riding, trying to save a little bit for the end. And too bad for the guys racing up there and got into the wall, and with Ben Burgess and Tyson. And feel bad for Scott. You know, I was rooting for him too, so my teammate.
Who do you want to thank for sponsoring the 08?
Oh man, we got a lot of people on board. Fisher Plows, Nitro Designs, Moonlight Confections, On the Road Trailers. We got Lakeside Performance, Union Redemption, Daisy Valley Racing, of course, Sandia Maine, Saladin's Body and Fender, Oakland Park Lanes, JJ's Garage, ASA Family Auto Sales, Maine Energy Experts, Jason the Checkers. Sorry if I missed anybody. My whole family. I mean, for one, I mean that's the biggest thing. They stand behind me. Adam's come on, man, spotting for me the last couple of years. He's amazing. So I think that's it. But, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mac Hannon Jr. on opening day. Mac Hannon is going to draw our 50-50 winner. So get those out. It's $691 to the winner, and we'll come back to him in just a moment. But Chaz Briggs winds up with runner-up honors on opening day. Chaz, another one. I bet you didn't think you were going to end up here, did you?
I did not. Nate Levitt busted ass to get this thing put all together. It's basically a brand new car after the wreck and the shootout last fall. So he put in a lot of work, more work than I would have ever expected a friend to do to get this thing ready to make it here. So big thanks to him because it wouldn't have made it. Big shout out to my lovely crew chief, Jamie Johnson, also office manager. She's a great loyal friend and again, wouldn't be here without her. My girlfriend, my fiance, Brittany, and then my excellent spotter, John Vargas, over in the stands over there. And then I got Apex Services, Ray Phillips, Briggs Contracting is me, and I'm sure I forgot somebody and I'll be in trouble for something. Did I forget anything? Who? You did great. I did great. Right.
Oh, Chaz Briggs, everybody, with runner-up honors. And the defending champion, Zach Emerson. Nice run, Zach. How do you like this brand new ride?
Believe it or not, I actually hate it. It's not like the old Monty, that's for sure. We got lucky because of the cautions. I'm not going to say we didn't. Heartbreak for Scott. I mean, he had the car to beat tonight, and these cautions just cost him a win. Congratulations to these guys. They run a great race. But I like thank Yankee Yard Works. We got out of the car up to Bangor last year, and I said, let's put a new car together. And he stepped up, and he 100% helped me a ton. ABG Heating, all the guys in the back. And we built this car literally, we get it back from Jeff Burgess 3 weeks ago. So basically in 2 weeks, we built this car from ground up. And I can't thank enough of the crew, and especially their wives, girlfriends, I mean, for putting up with this. I mean, it's some late nights and a lot of work, so I can't thank them guys enough.
All right, heck of a run, Zach Emerson, to wind up in the top 3 on opening day. And we'll get these guys in front of the Fisher Plows number 08 for some top 3 photos in Coastal Auto Parts, Napa, Victory Lane at Wiscasset Speedway.
All right, thank you very much, Nick Huff. If you get the winning 50-50 number, you come up here to the Grandstand Tower. Sarah and Amy will meet you up here to validate your ticket and give you the money. And we are ready to roll out our next class. It is the Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunners. Roadrunners set to go 25 laps, their regular distance this afternoon. A big thank you to Dale's Cash Fuel for returning as the title sponsor of this class. Good gaggle of Roadrunners this afternoon. The lineup will have the Woodard family on the front row. Dad's got the pole, the number 50 of Doug Woodard. His son Seth on the outside in the number 41. Jason Sears is in the number 11. Then comes Gavin Giroux in the 02. Logan Hall is in the number 13 out of Gardner. Then Carl Conant from Lewiston in the 7. Dylan York out of Damascotta in the 7X. Kerrigan Glazier from Appleton in the 99. Paul Hopkins out of Camden in the 02H. Then comes Hayden Carver from Winslow in the 44. Windsor, that is. Jason Meserve out of Warren in the 57. Guy Williams in the 3 out of Winthrop. Then comes Jarity from Augusta in the number 71. Eric Powell out of Woolwich in the 5. Lucas Bickford out of Thorndike in the 77. Cooper Beaulieu in the number 5X from Clinton. And Logan Norton in the number 7N from West Gardner. Lights going off on the Norm's Used Cars Ford Mustang pace car. All clear from Mike Carlton over in turn 1 and 2. Looks like George Field waving the sticks at him on the backstretch. Sean Dickinson's back there. Nate Sennett in 3 and 4 and ready to turn the Roadrunners loose for 25 laps. Here we go. Seth gets the jump and drives around Dad to take over the lead. Gavin Giroux in the 0-2. He was a multi-time winner last year. Problem for Hayden Carver. He'll head down pit road in the 44 and drop out early. Things getting thinned out, and Seth Woodard putting down fast laps now, 19.31 seconds. Just a tick under 70 mile per hour average around this track. The Roadrunners are entry-level 4-cylinder division. Or as I'd say, kind of a low-budget division as well. Some guys have been in this class for a while, but not putting the serious time and money into it to jump up to a Thunder 4 Mini. Hayden Carver back on the track in the 44. Jason Sears in the 11, just outside the top 3. He was a feature winner, first-time feature winner late last season. Guy who moved up from Enduros a couple years ago, made his Roadrunner debut in 2025. A little bit further back, got a good 2-car battle from a couple of the division's top drivers last year. Dylan York in the 7X and Kerrigan Glazier in the 99. Hayden Carver looks like he's got a flat right rear tire on that 44. Carver will back it up and bring it down pit road. .11 laps in, nearing halfway. And our leaders picking their way around a couple slow cars. We got a car up against the wall in turn number 3 and 4. Nate sent it up to check on our driver, and he's hopping up out of that thing. That's number 5 of Eric Powell. He hit it pretty good. Ends up hitting both ends of the car, and our safety crew quickly over there to check on him.
Yeah, so I'm sure you saw the 44. Hayden Carver was desperately trying to get across the track and into the pits with a flat right rear tire, and so this is the opportunity he was looking for to get across the track, and hats off to him for just waiting patiently on the infield and not bringing out a yellow for that.
We'll get the cars back under caution pace. Hey, while we have a chance, I want to wish a happy birthday, Noah. We love you. I don't know. There may be more than one Noah out there. I don't know. Happy birthday to Mike Wilson, turning 65 on Monday. Congrats to Cody Wood and Lindsey Jones on their engagement today. And happy birthday to Diane Gilbert Brunel.
And yes, we did find our 50-50 winner, folks. $691 richer. Congratulations to Jim Ross winning our 50-50 this evening.
Anybody going to check on that red card at the bottom of 4? Might need a push.
And our flagman, Dave Sturgis, heading to turn 4 to retrieve all of that debris that's been being kicked up the last few laps. So great opportunity for a couple things, clear that debris, and Hayden Carver was able to get to the pits.
All right, looks like that car at the bottom of turn 4 and going to need a push. That might not do it.
Once again, Dale's Cash Fuel is the official partner of our Roadrunner division, and you can find them on the web at dalesoil.com. They do offer senior citizen and military discounts. And Dale's Cash Fuel has autofill, dependable delivery schedules, and a team of drivers who take pride in keeping your home warm and your tank full at Dale's Cash Fuel. And this one is the 7N of Logan Norton, who was evidently unable to refire after the red flag. And the cause of the red was for the 5 hitting the wall of Eric Powell. He has been cleared from the scene. Some last-minute check-overs in turn 3, and it looks like we are just about ready to cross him over. And the Woodard boys, father and son, are still 1 and 2. Son Seth in the 41, father Doug in the 50. That 77 is not in the top 3. Your third place car is Gavin Giroux in the 02.
Looks like Hayden Carver's got a fresh sneaker on the right rear of the number 44. He's back up on the track. While we get a chance, I want to remind you that our friends up the road at LST Motorsports Park in Richmond, mainly karting, ready to get back underway, make their 2026 season debut tomorrow. I believe the gates open up at 9 o'clock. Racing starts at 12:30, so if you can get up there, please join us up there. Our partners with Mainly Karting, just off the highway at exit 43 in Richmond. Some of the up-and-coming stars you'll eventually see here at Maine's fastest track, making their season debut. And there's some older dudes over there like to, just drive fast in little go-karts, you know. And they actually do hustle around that track. As a matter of fact, Steve Perry hosts the richest paying go-kart race in the Northeast with the DKR 50, with the winner taking home $5,000. All right, they're pulling out the 77. So we'll go one more time around and then turn them loose. All right, lights off on the pace car, ready to get back at it. The Woodard gang ready to get the green, and we are off and running once again. Good jump again from Seth Woodard in the 41. Gavin Giroux ready to sneak in there. Looks like maybe some contact into turn 3. Excuse me, coming through. They'll hit the halfway marker this time by the stripe. Gavin Giroux moves up into second. That'll shuffle Doug Woodard back to third. Jason Sears right in fourth, as he's been for much of the race. Logan Hall fifth. Kerrigan Glazier now just on the outside looking into the top 5. Got a gang starting to close in on that number 11 of Jason Sears. Logan Hall right there to the back bumper. A little help down the backstretch. Sears goes up wide, and Logan Hall's got to run on the low side. And they are lined up down low. Logan Hall will take over fourth. Kerrigan Glazier right there to take advantage as well. Hall drifts up wide. Kerrigan able to pass 2 cars in one corner. Put Kerrigan Glazier into fourth. Seth Woodard struggling a little bit with handling on that number 41. In the meantime, Gavin Giroux starting to close up ground. He's within striking distance, heading into turn 3. Trouble over there in turn 4. Paul Hopkins gets around sideways. Some contact with the 57 of Jason Meservey.
Yeah, Paul Hopkins started to spin all by himself, and Meservey locked up the brakes and kind of T-boned him. It wasn't too hard, as you can see. Meservey's still rolling in the 57, and his front end is not all smushed up, but still a hard hit for Hopkins. Looks like he's having trouble getting back rolling. Probably some damage to that left front tire and suspension. Jarity in the 71 is stopping at the finish line for some reason. He was not involved in that incident.
Good to have our buddy Paul Hopkins back in action here at Wiscasset. Hard to believe he has been racing for 25 years. It's been a while since he's been here at Wiscasset. Last race he ran here was in 2021, but he made his debut in the Strictly Streets back in 2001. Has one career podium finish, but happy to say he was one of the first recipients of the Racing Spirit Award here at Wiscasset Speedway, just for his attitude. Didn't matter where he finished. He could finish on the podium. He could finish last. He always smiling, always loving racing. That's actually a car that I believe that's the car that Alec Brown raced last couple years. But Paul hasn't stopped racing when he left here at Wiscasset. He was running some 6-cylinder stuff around a couple other tracks in the region. And when he had the opportunity to come back here to race at his home track, he absolutely jumped at it.
Yeah, from this distance, it looks like there's practically no damage to the front end of the 57. Quite surprisingly, he did hit him head on a decent amount, and I'm sure there's a little damage if you look closely, but up here in the grandstands, Missouri's not looking too bad. Gavin Giroux in the 0-2 is certainly being a thorn in the side of the Woodard father and son team. Smack dab in the middle there with Seth leading, Gavin Giroux second, and Doug Woodard in third now. And this race could still have a major change-up as Kerrigan Glazier is always a front runner, but it took her some time to make her way up into the 4th position and break free of a lot of the heavy traffic. So now this is the first time she's going to get a chance to duke it out with the top 3. And Kerrigan, what's up? Kerrigan Glazier won the last 3 races of last year, right, Ken?
Yes. And when this race is done, I got to pass along some news. I don't have my suspenseful music, so I'm just going to go dun dun dun.
Looking forward to it, Ken, but for now we got 6 laps to go in the Roadrunners. And Gavin Giroux did not quite take off as fast as the Woodards. He definitely didn't maintain with Seth, and Doug also gets by, and that kind of holds Kerrigan Glazier up a little bit too. Kerrigan Glazier was stuck outside with Gavin Giroux and was slowed up on the outside groove. She's going to lose another spot here to the 13 back. Logan Hall is coming back to 4th. Jason Sears is trying to be to the inside, but Kerrigan Glazier clears him and drops down low. Looks like she's going to try to take 4th back from Logan Hall there. She's not done for the 4th place yet, but the top 3 is breaking away from the pack once again.
Next time by the stripe, it'll be 2 laps to go for Seth Woodard. Doug has reclaimed 2nd. Gavin Giroux 3rd. Kerrigan Glazier takes 4th. White Laundry ready to fly. Everything looking solid up in the front 3. And they'll come out of turn 4. One final time, the checkers will fly for Seth Woodard. Woodard gets the win. Woodard finishes 2nd. Gavin Giroux 3rd. Kerrigan Glazier able to secure 4th. Logan Hall 5th. Your unofficial top 5 here in the Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunners. Always an entertaining race from these Roadrunners. Creative Cleanouts Sport Modifieds scheduled to come out next. All right. I promised you the dun-dun-dun. The Room of Doom is reported back to me from our Strictly Street feature. Mac Hannon Jr. disqualified for the car being too low. So the win goes to Chaz Briggs in car number 82. Zach Emerson will finish 2nd. Everybody moving up. Scott Eck will get himself a 3rd place finish. Joe Harriman 4th and Ray Dinsmore 5th. And just for those of you that frequent the website, we have a Tech Talk page on the website. There you can go for the weekly tech report showing what was checked on the cars in each division following their feature races and who passed, who didn't. So,
Hey, Ken Minot.
yes, sir.
Would that be Chaz Briggs' first feature win at Wiscasset?
That is Chaz Briggs' first career win here at Wiscasset Speedway.
How we doing on flags up there? They in stock?
We've got a couple, yeah. We can set him up. All right. We got a family affair down there in Victory Lane. Let's send things down to Nick.
Yes, we certainly do. It's all Toyota Celicas, and Gavin Giroux, like I said, was definitely being a thorn in their side and was sitting in second until the final restart. All right, folks, he's climbing out. Make some noise for Seth Woodard. All right. Seth, that looked like a fun time with your dad, and Gavin gave you a fight. Looked like some fun.
Oh, yeah, he came right out of nowhere. I looked in my mirror, and next thing I know, he was right on my rear bumper.
And we don't see you at Wiscasset too often. You and your dad won the heat races, so must have been a pretty good day.
Yeah, no, we've been day in, day out on these things, finally got them ready, and I figured why not come out and give her a shot.
All right, who do you got to thank for supporting the 41 car?
There's so many. I got Top Notch Property Maintenance, Chris, Work Store Vinyl, Ed, my father, for one. He has a big garage, and he lets me work on it anytime I want. And I got Mom, Lauren, Dylan. I wouldn't be out here. I couldn't do anything if it wasn't for them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Woodard, victorious on opening day. And then it's Doug Woodard in second. Doug, I get to interview you guys at a couple of tracks.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be here at Maine's biggest and fastest?
I don't get to come here often, but this is the best track in the state. It's fun. The fans are awesome. This is probably the one and only time I'm going to make it, but I'm sure he'll be here a couple times. So.
All right, hey, folks, he just said the track is the best and the fans are the best. You guys can be louder than that for him. Yeah, Doug Woodard. Yeah, you can repeat some of the fine sponsors that help you and Seth get here.
Yeah, Top Notch. We have Ed on the other side there. Drawing a blank. You guys know who he is. Anyway, my garage is just nonstop. Seth helps me set these up. We build them together, but it's all him, really. He's got more time than I do, so thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Woodard boys, for coming out today. And Gavin Giroux, yes, you had a great run with these guys. All of you guys have some pretty closely matched Toyota Celicas, so what do you think about those two cars?
They're definitely fast. It's good to have good competition. I mean, nice track. But I think if I would have had at least a good shot on first if it weren't for the restart, but.
Yeah, what happened there? Why were you a little bit slower than Seth on the restart?
I missed the gear first start, so that didn't help me very much.
All right, well, I know you raced for car owner Chip Farrington. Who else do you want to thank on the ride?
North Country Car Wash, Skowhegan Tire, R&J Properties, Moo-Moo's Daycare, and my whole family for coming out and helping me.
All right, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Gavin Giroux wraps up the top three for the Dale's Cash Fuel Roadrunners on opening day. We'll get these guys up here in front of the work store number 41 for some top three photos in Coastal Auto Parts, Napa, Victory Lane at Wiscasset Speedway. As always, Coastal Auto Parts sponsors our winner's circle, and Coastal Auto Parts Napa has over 30 locations scattered across the state of Maine. You can find the closest one around you at www.capnapa.com. Back up to you, Ken Minot.
30 laps, the regular distance for the Modifieds this afternoon. And heavy hitters up on the front row here on opening day. 7-time champion Adam Chadbourne at the point in the number 1 out of Woolwich. To his outside, a former 2-time street stock champion here at Wiscasset. And the reigning past modified champion in the number 21 out of Oxford, that is Kyle Hewins. Pair of rookies on row number 2. Alec Brown out of Hope in the number 39. To his outside to be Jackson Moorside from Arundel in the number 88. Veteran Scott Tucker out of Winthrop in the number 79. And Faith Cleaves out of Durham in car number 89. Lights off on the pace car, ready to go rock and roll here with Chadbourne and Hewins. Got 2 or 3 more mods that should be joining us in the next couple of races. But we are going to rock and roll here with this pair right here. Oh, Hewins and Chadbourne tangle into turn number 1 right from the drop of the green flag. Both guys able to drive away. Not sure if anybody made contact with the wall, but I tell you, Jackson Moorside, great evasive measures from that young man, able to drive through that. And Adam Chadbourne's rear bumper will be brought down to the pits with, or actually Adam Chadbourne's front bumper, that is, will be brought down to the pits on the 21 of Hewins. No lap complete, so we'll go back to the original starting lineup. And if and when these two guys come back out, they will take their place at the back of the field. Not unexpected that those two will be tangling throughout the season for supremacy here in this division, but didn't expect it to be about 100 yards past the start-finish line in the first lap. '21 of Hewins back out, waiting on Chadbourne. We remain under caution pace. Adam Chadbourne on his way back. There he is. They'll filter him in at the tail end of the field. Warning lights are off. We're going this time. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Adam Chadbourne making it 3 wide at the drop of the green. Now Hewins makes it 3 wide over there in 1 and 2. Now caught in behind Tucker and Cleaves. Alec Brown leading the way. Jackson Moorside second. Chadbourne third. Cleaves and Tucker racing for position, and Hewins with nowhere to go. Finally some clear racetrack on the outside for the 21. Chadbourne can't find any bite on the outside of Jackson Moorside. Crosses over and gets that preferred real estate on the inside. think Hewins is having the same problem there with Faith Cleaves. Can't find the grip on the outside, waiting for Cleaves to make a mistake. In the meantime, Alec Brown running away with this one. Nearly a full straightaway cushion. 1.8 seconds over Chadbourne. Looks like Moorside might be a little bit better from middle out, but he's going to be tough to rattle that number 1 of Adam Chadbourne. Alec Brown actually stretching out his lead now to 2 full seconds. Alec with 2 career wins, and that was in the Roadrunner division 2 years ago. He made his modified debut here last year toward the end of the season, running 2 feature races, so he technically still qualifies as a rookie. Kyle Hewins still trying to find a way around that 89 of Faith Cleaves. Close call for Scott Tucker in the 79. Jackson Moorside sticking a nose underneath that 1 car. The rookie going after it with the 7-time champion. We're halfway through, 15 down, 15 to go. Alec Brown still up 2.1 seconds. Again, looks like Moorside can get back to the gas a little quicker than Chadbourne. But Adam will not be rattled. Faith won't be rattled either. She is holding her own against Kyle Hewins. He's been trying to get her off the bottom of the racetrack to no avail. Young Alec Brown still in charge and 2.5 seconds ahead of that second place battle. Jackson Moorside going to try the outside now on Chadbourne. This kid is having a nice debut here in the Modifieds. He did run a race or 2 at the end of last season, but not here at Wiscasset. Moorside is the reigning 4-cylinder pro champion. Inside the final 10 laps. Kyle Hewins ready to send it on the top side, but went right out under the flag stand and lost a little bit of momentum. He's got to gather it up again. Passing flag out on the 79 of Scott Tucker. Fastest car on the track is still that number 39. Next time by to be 5 laps to go. That lead is solidified just a little over 2.5 seconds. I think Kyle Hewins may have one more shot at that 4th spot, that is, from Faith Cleaves, but he's going to have to go soon. Two laps to go when they come to the stripe this time. Looks like Hewins is going to settle it down. His run looks like it's going to finish right there in 5th. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag ready to fly for the rookie out of Hope. Alec Brown will get the win. Adam Chadbourne will finish 2nd. And what a heck of a race between him and young Jackson Moorside. Jackson made the champ earn it and ran a very clean race. No doubt gaining respect out of one of the veterans here in this division. Faith Cleaves with a solid 4th. Kyle Hewins will finish in 5th. Had a chance to talk to Kyle before the races today. Very happy to be back here at Wiscasset Speedway. Yeah, go ahead and let the kids celebrate. I believe Alec is a junior or senior at Camden Hills High School. Just finished a successful basketball season where their team ended up losing to Portland in the state championship game. One veteran and 2 rookies in victory lane with the Creative Cleanouts Modifieds. And I want to give a nice shout out to Creative Cleanouts by Josh. If your garage, basement, or spare room is turned into a someday project, call Creative Cleanouts by Josh. He handles junk removal, estate cleanouts, rental turnovers, and he makes sure that the items are recycled, donated, or disposed of responsibly whenever possible. Take back your space and feel good about it where it all goes. Creative Cleanouts by Josh, serving Mid-Coast, Maine. Josh Cash is the man's name, and you can find his logo business card on our website, WiscassetSpeedway.com, and be sure to thank him for putting his name here on the Sport Modifieds at Wiscasset Speedway. And this ought to be a neat victory lane. Let's send things back down to Nick Huff.
Yes, Sabub. For only 6 mods, I think that they had the fans on the edge of their seat the entire way. What a show. He's climbing out, folks. Make some noise for Alec Brown. Yeah, buddy. Alec Brown, what do you think of that?
I don't know. I'm shaking right now. I never think I would be excited for a win, but you know, to step up from a 4-cylinder to this, that's big.
Yeah, I bet this will really swindle you to stay committed to 8 cylinders now. There's nothing like it, is there?
Yeah, for sure. I can't thank my dad enough. I mean, he used to race this, and me and him used to put hours into this, and now I'm putting hours into it, I'm driving, and now look what I'm doing. And it feels great to have that relief.
All right, well, you certainly thanked your dad, but who else do you want to thank?
Oh, and also this is a birthday gift from my father, so that's for him. This one is definitely for him. But I want to thank Capo Cannabis, Swift Storage, Reno's Excavation, Front Street Bar and Grill, Nick, Reed, Mom, Dad, Olivia, Nicole, Drew, Brad Clement, and yeah, that's about it.
Alec Brown, folks, your winner on opening day. And then there was Adam Chadbourne. Adam Chadbourne, hey, bud. Wow. What do you have to say about the first lap?
Well, I was pretty clearly still in there. That wasn't how we wanted to start the season. The car is still in one piece, still went pretty good. Definitely had a push towards no nose, big air parachute on the front, but man, what a race. It was a handful. I got to thank the 88 car. Probably a few times he could have got into me and didn't. What a wild race.
Certainly. Any sponsors? You got to whip out that cheat sheet?
I got to rip out the cheat sheet. I got a few new sponsors this year as well. So I got to thank Ben Shot Realtor, Lynn Spring Service, Monswig Restaurant, Bearded Builders, Kathy's, Shop to Shore Carpentry, Dresden Takeout, Central Maine Seal Coating, Shoreline Auto Detailing, Norm's Used Cars, Midcoast Glass, Koenig's Auto Clinic, Aftermarket F&I, and Napa. I got to thank Tracy. I got to thank my team. Everybody down in the pits that helped us rip the nose off and get back out for the start of the race. Thanks for everybody coming. Great day.
Adam Chadbourne, folks. And then there was the 88, Jackson Moorside. Man, you were keeping everybody on the edge of their seat, Jackson, just all over the butt of the one, but raced him fair, raced him clean, and held your own. Tell us your take.
That was one of the most fun, or some of the most fun I've ever had racing, I think. I was trying not to get into him. I don't think I did. That was really good racing.
Now, you, I think, were able to do one or two races with this mod at the end of the season, but was it not here? Is this your first time with it here?
Yeah, this is my first time with it here. We had it at Oxford past 400 weekend, and I like it here a lot better.
All right, so we'll see you in the mod now more often at Wiscasset?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, who do you want to thank for sponsors?
I want to thank my dad, my mom, Caleb, my grandparents, Julia, Johnny, Jake, Maddie, Michael, Wolf Auto Service, Sam Snow Construction, Stephen Pelletier and Sons Drywall, and Perfect Fit.
All right, Jackson Moorside, ladies and gentlemen, gave Adam Chadbourne a run for his money and comes home with a clean race car in third on opening day. We'll get these guys up here in front of the 39 for some top three photos in Napa, Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane at Maine's biggest and fastest track. Group 2 opening day is dwindling down. One more feature to come. We'll send it back up to Ken.
Former champion Frank Moulton out of Pittston in car number 15. He'll have Tiger Colby and the number 78 out of Dresden. Next comes the 00M of Nick Morton out of Woolwich. To his outside to be the 24 of Jonathan Emerson out of Sabatis, or out of Oxford, that is. 05 of Brett Osmond. To his outside, the 00 Alex Waltz out of Walpole. Ben Burgess, the rookie in the number 7B out of Hartford. Chad Dow in the 39. Shane Clark out of Winterport in the 21. Will Collins out of Waldoboro, that is, in the number 25. That's your front 10. Then comes DC Alexander out of Carmel in the number 7A. David Getchell from Cornville in the 88. Chase Burgess in the number 13 out of Fairfield. Then Pat Murphy out of Woolwich in the 86. Ashton Burgess from Fairfield in the number 34. James Doucette from Skowhegan in the number 28. Ethan Dinsmore out of Hope in the number 8X. Steve Barker in the 5 out of Winthrop. And Bigfoot Ben Nile in the number 72 fills out the field for your Wood Pellet Warehouse late model sportsman. Moulton and Colby get the green. Here we go. Good battle up front between a couple of the division's top drivers. Frank Moulton had quite a turnaround second half of the year and took that 15 car home with a win. Tiger Colby, the new dad, with a fast ride as always, one of the division's top drivers. To the outside comes the 24, Jonathan Emerson, last year's runner-up. Emerson settles into third, just ahead of last year's Rookie of the Year, Nick Moulton in the 00. David Getchell with issues in the 88. Getchell up to the top of the track as the leaders come through. Looks like he may be done. So it's Moulton, Colby, and Emerson, 1, 2, 3. Then back to Nick Moulton in the 00. Brett Osmond, fifth in the 05, ahead of Alex Waltz in the 00. Ben Burgess runs in 7th, Chad Dow 8th, Shane Clark 9th, and Will Collins 10th. Jonathan Emerson maybe a little bit quicker, but patiently waiting in that number 24 to find a way by Tiger Colby. Colby always good at protecting his position, but he's having a hard time holding that car down to the bottom of the racetrack. And Emerson kind of playing games now, looking to the high side and seeing if he can cross that 78 up. Now Emerson's going to stay right there on the outside. Nick Moulton in the 00 caught on the outside and dropping. There goes David Getchell down pit road once again. Three-car breakaway. Then back to the 05 of Brett Osmond. Definitely looks like Jonathan Emerson a little faster from center off, but Tiger keeping just enough of the bottom groove covered up. These guys have had some pretty heated battles in the past, but lately seem to race around each other pretty nicely. Alex Waltz trying to make a move on the high side of Brett Osmond. Not too many people have been able to make the outside groove work today, but Alex Waltz is gaining some ground. Waltz still tiptoeing around the outside of the 05. He's got the position, but can't quite clear that Brett Osmond machine. Again, not many drivers able to pass around the outside, but Alex Waltz able to complete the pass as Ethan Dinsmore heads for pit road. Nobody touching the 15 of Frank Moulton. Frank, a former champion here at Wiscasset, was the 2024 late model champion. Now Steve Barker off the pace up at the top of turn 3. How about Alex Waltz? He's found some speed today, driving away from Brett Osmond. And let's see how he closes ground on that lead trio. Right now, Frank Moulton's still the fastest on the track, but Alex Waltz second fastest right now. Halfway this time by, 20 down, 20 to go. Jonathan Emerson back up on the wheel. Will mount that challenge once again on the 78 of Tiger Colby. Moulton's lead is now up to 2.5 seconds as he continues to turn laps around 16.2. 2 3/10 faster than the pair behind him racing for second. Good, respectful battle for second and third. They've been glued together for much of the race. As I said, Emerson might be just a little bit faster, but has not used the bumper on Tiger Colby to this point. Cars all the way around this 3/8 mile racetrack. A little bit further back in the pack, Will Collins racing door to door with Ben Burgess. That is for 6th and 7th. Collins able to grab that spot away from Ben Burgess. Been a little while since Jonathan Emerson has tested the outside of Tiger Colby, but he's going to go after it now. That outside lane coming in for a couple drivers, so Emerson's not been able to make the bottom side work. Tried to cross over Colby. Contact into turn one. Emerson lets him correct it. Good job between those two guys. Wheel to wheel out of turn 4. Now Emerson takes the spot. Ten laps to go. As I said, Emerson looked like he was faster than Colby, but just could not find a way around him and finally crossed him up onto the front stretch. Emerson had a nose in there, but backed out to let Colby correct it. And then quickly pounced on it when the opportunity was there on the backstretch. Dave Sturgis still working that passing flag as the leaders. Moulton is picking his way through some lap traffic. Now Frank's got some clear racetrack up ahead once again as Getchell heads down pit road another time. He's pitted 4 or 5 times in this race. Five laps to go when they get to the stripe this time. . 5 laps. 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 5 laps Alex Waltz all of a sudden sneaking into the picture with 2 laps to go. Waltz is right to the back bumper of Tiger Colby. Second half of the race, Alex Waltz been one of the fastest cars on the track. 1 more lap to get it done. He'll look to the outside coming out of 4. Colby makes that car a little bit wider. Checkers fly for Frank Moulton. He'll get the win. Jonathan Emerson will take second. Tiger Colby will take third. Frank Moulton gets the win. Jonathan Emerson second. Tiger Colby holding off Alex Waltz in the final 2 laps to take the third spot. Waltz, in one of his best races, finishes in 4th. Will Collins, up from deep in the field, will finish in 5th. We invite you to stick around for one more celebration in Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane. As you remember the story from last year, Frank Moulton destroyed his primary car halfway through last season, thought his year was done, ended up getting this car from Logan Melcher, won on the very first night he had the car, and was a top contender throughout much of the second half of the season, and picks up right where he left off. Moulton, the 2024 late model champion. Also a former champion over at Unity Raceway. Longtime late model competitor. And how about Alex Waltz? Strong run for the 00. Nearly nailed down one of his best finishes. Still searching for his first career win. As our drivers make their way around Victory Lane Road once again to meet you here in Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane. And how about the late models, by the way, going caution-free, green to checkers. And one final time. Today, let's send things down to Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane with Nick Huff.
And Frankie Moulton climbs out of the 15. Well, Frank. Had him covered by half a track just about on second place. What do you think of that?
I don't know, these distance cars. If you can't drive one of these, you might want to quit racing.
Yeah, anybody else you want to thank, Frank?
Of course, Survey Inc., Bill and Bonnie, my mom and dad, Niners Floor Finishing, D. Larrabee Construction, The Hair Room, my wife Susie, Chet, Ben, Becky, Luke, Kayla, Alec, all the kids, Lily, Nick, Charlotte, Marshall, Trenton, everybody that comes and supports this thing. Surveying's been so huge for us. They help us so much. I can't thank them enough.
What do you think, this is a sign for things to come for the season, or you think it's just opening day luck?
I hope so. Usually the best car wins opening day, so I'd like to say it's a sign of things to come, but we'll just be happy about this one for now.
All right, Frank Moulton, folks. Late model victorious on opening day. And Jonathan Emerson, holy cow. You had to look at the back bumper of the 78 for a long time. Tell us your take on that.
Yeah, I was a little better than he was on the bottom, and I was trying to get a run. He was kind of running like half groove up, and I couldn't get the top to work, and I was just trying to find a lane to get around. Nothing trying to be malicious or anything of any sort, but really like to thank Portland Glass, Yankee Yardworks, Emerson Pilot Cars, Highland Green, Tick Patrol, ABG Heating and Plumbing, Triple K Excavation, Emerson's Garage, everyone that helps me back at the pits. It's been a long winter, just trying to get the first win for a while, but thanks for everyone coming out.
All right, folks, that's Jonathan Emerson. Worked hard on Tiger Colby for a long time, finally got you. Tiger, it looks like that handling was going away. I saw you break loose out here a couple times, and Alex Waltz was stacking up on you.
Yeah, she got a little loose. I didn't get any help from anybody else, especially when you hit somebody in the back bumper a bunch of times. It don't help. So we missed the setup a little bit, but that's all right. We'll be back. We'll show them how it's done once again.
All right, Tiger. Hey, is this car still for sale? Are you trying to waffle it? What do you think?
Hey, if everybody wants to enter the waffle, they're more than welcome to. It is for sale. If someone wants to buy it, go for it.
All right, Tiger. Any sponsors you want to thank?
Actually, nobody really helped me this year except for my girlfriend. She bought me my 4 tires, and my grandfather, and my mammy, and my dad, and everybody else that came here to help me support me. He bought me my other 2 tires. So I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them, so I got to really thank them very much. And my mother for buying my gas.
For buying what?
For buying my fuel.
Oh, yes, your gas. Hey, and congratulations on being a new father. Yeah. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Tiger Colby, Jonathan Emerson, and Frank Moulton, your top 3 for the late models. They'll get up there in front of the 15 for the final Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane celebration of the evening. And that is it for opening day Group 2 edition. We'll send it back up to Ken Minot one more time to take us home.
All right, thank you very much, Nick Huff. Congrats to our top 3 in Victory Lane once again. Hope you guys enjoyed Group 2 opening day here at Wiscasset Speedway. We're back in action next Saturday with Group 1 and the debut of the Carver's Driving Academy Crown Vics making their debut here at Wiscasset Speedway, along with Pro Stocks and Crate Mods, Super Streets, Thunder 4 Minis, and 4-cylinder Pros all in action. Same gate time, 9 o'clock pit gate. Grandstands 12 noon for VIP, 1 o'clock for general admission, and the green flag flies at 2 o'clock. All the details will be on our website, WiscassetSpeedway.com. So one final time, on behalf of Richard and Vanessa Jordan and the entire crew here at Wiscasset Speedway, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm, travel safe. We'll see you next week.